Hello, JT. Thank you for accepting my invitation. It's a great honor and pleasure to have you in the podcast. I wonder, what is your background and how did you go from that to now to entrepreneurial world to speaking all over the globe to having more than 70 different businesses to be number one business coach in the world? Was that an accident or you did something one or twice and then it exploded?
Wow. I don't think success is an accident. There is an element of luck. I never planned it like this. But just like what you're doing here today, we've built a great relationship together. We've known each other for a long time now. And I get asked to be on podcasts all the time. And just because I'm so busy, I mean, we have businesses in 55 countries. I was in Australia and Dubai and America in the last 4 days, to give you an idea. But usually we have to start with one thing, and I started with property investing, coming from Canada to the United States with $974, going down to negative 34,000, and then 1 month away from having moved back to America, and then all of a sudden, my first deal, second deal, third deal, and next thing you know, I made my first million in real estate before the age of 25. So at 24, then second at 25, 10 million at 28, and now obviously global business empire all over the world. But success is kind of things, right? 70% of success is building and monetizing relationship. 10% is knowing your numbers, and 20% is coming up with marketing and branding ideas. But just like you're doing now, building relationship with me, building relationship with your audience, and that's what success is all about. One person, one deal, one opportunity can change your life and your business forever.
In business, it takes a lot of energy to stay on the top. What I mean, everyone is a salesperson nowadays, businessman, entrepreneur, speaker, coach, and it happens you have that stability. I mean, you are number one in your profession, in your field. Why you are so successful? Is there a strategy to be on the top?
Well, I think you obviously have to have good coaches. You have to innovate, and you cannot be comfortable. And I hate losing more than I love winning. And I want to succeed as bad as I want to breathe. To me, business is a game. Money's how I keep score. I'm not driven by money. Some people think it's a job. For me, it's the love of the game. And people often say, I need to love what I do. No, you need to love business. What you do is the same, whether it's a knitting company or a speaking company or a real estate company, or you have a product, it's all the same. But I think a lot of people, kind of don't master their craft. And I think in anything, in any great people, we have to master the craft, master the opportunity.
And over the years, you have done so many things and different businesses. Why you are so successful, and what is your definition of success?
Well, my definition of success is the ability to do whatever you want with whoever you want, whenever you want. And am I a better person today than I was yesterday? Will I be a better person tomorrow than I was today? As long as we change, as long as we improve, a lot of people look at success as massive improvements, but 1% small incremental changes will have a maximum result of success.
And we heard from you many times that action is not something you say, it's something you do. And I wonder how you are able to do so many things in your life, and what is the difference between time management and energy management? Can you explain it a little bit?
Well, time management is like to-do lists, right? Energy management is where am I putting my focus, right? I like to spend 100% of my focus on the 1% that matters. And that starts off with a stop doing list. Stop doing things that are wasting time. Stop doing things that don't make you money. Stop being around people like that. I heard someone, I recently did a podcast, and he talked about non-refundable minutes, Bobby Castro. And it was just really mind-blowing that these are minutes that, we're never going to get back. So who we spend it with and who we want to do them with and how we want to use them is indicative of the success we're going to have.
Okay. And can you give me a story of what you consider the most thrilling or inspiring moment in your career?
It's interesting. People look back on it. I mean, it's hard because the first deal is always exhilarating. The first time I went to South Africa as an American to go speak to a large audience, and next thing you know, I became famous all over the world. That was a starting point. The first time you're doing an event in Iceland or Norway or Sweden or Poland or China or Japan, first time you go anywhere, because you're not going on vacation there, you're like going there. There's a level of excitement there as well. Meeting people like Tom Brady and Lionel Messi is very exciting. So I've met the world's most successful people. I think for me, it's like people say, what excites you the most? It's like the next deal. It's the next opportunity, the next relationship, the next country, right? So you're never truly fully enjoy the moment, which that's part of the game, because I just don't want to be comfortable. And I think comfortable is becomes a curse, and it really holds you back.
And now let's talk about people, because you work with so many people from different countries, different nationalities, different cultures, and different languages. What do I mean? I'm Polish, you're Canadian, someone else is, let's say, from China or Tanzania. Is that true that people are people and deep down we are all the same? Or from your experience, is that true that we are totally different?
Yeah, I mean, we all have the same problems and challenges and issues, right? Doesn't matter. The accent may be different, and maybe there's small cultural, but everywhere in the world they have the same problems. You know what I mean? So I think it's how we do it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So that, I think, yeah, I mean, it's an interesting component, of success. It's just, you just never know what's going to happen, right? There's a lot of unknown. Success is spending the rest of their life like most people want, but never will.
Wow. And let's pan back a little bit and look what's happening globally nowadays. We are not here to talk about politics, but we are not blind. There are at least two major wars going on in the world. I mean, Ukraine and Israel, and people are more polarized than ever before. For example, in the United States, we already know that Joe Biden will be a Democratic nominee and Donald Trump will be a Republican nominee, and they hate each other. And I recently looked at the newspaper, and there was a headline: "Don't try to talk to the other side. Don't even bother. Don't try," because of so-called unbridgeable gaps. And we may not want to talk from people outside our tribe, but truly speaking, in workplace, we may not have a choice. From your huge experience with working with cultures and nationalities from different parts of our globe, what can you teach us about bridging gaps, or maybe some gaps are indeed unbridgeable?
You see, what other people think about you is none of your business. If 51% of the people like you, you become president. Every candidate hates each other. So, and whether it's Trump or Biden, I don't think it's going to affect anything per se. People who love Trump will always love Trump. People who hate Trump will always hate him. Nothing's going to change. And if people vote, some people will vote for Biden because it's a vote against Trump. They'd vote for anyone but him. So, we have to respect their positions on either way. You're not going to change people's mind. The elections will be decided by the 10%, which is the independent, people like me. It'll be very tight. And I don't believe any polls now, as we've seen in the past. And but it's unfortunately, it's whoever's most branded and recognized who ends up being there. It's never the best candidate with the best policies. So, we'll see what happens. So, it'll be very interesting. But everyone thinks their country has problems, and the grass ain't green on the other side. It's fake. Every country has problems.
It's so true. JT, you have a tremendous experience in terms of business you have built and places you have lived and people you have worked with, nationalities, different languages. So let me ask you, have you ever been at the wrong place at the wrong time? And what was that like for you?
No, I'm always find myself I'm in the right time in the right place because I say yes. You know what I mean? So when you say yes, 2 doors open, 5 doors open, 10 doors open, and the more doors are open, then you know what I mean? So
Okay. And from your perspective, what's the single biggest problem you see corporate leaders are facing today, and how really big this problem is?
I think the hiring of people, getting motivated people, I think everyone's having the same problem. People want to work, people want to get better. So I think that's going to be an issue. Trades, people, construction, plumbers, electricals, anybody who wants to do the hard work, nobody wants to work. So I think that's the thing. And also, keeping and retaining people. Companies don't run without people. So
Okay. And which person has impressed you the most in your life, and why?
I don't know if anybody's impressed me the most as well. I mean, I've met so many amazing people, so many shitty people too. I think people who are authentic, who say what they're going to do, that are loyal. I think that's not has anything to do with celebrities or anything like that. It's just at the end of the day, we're all people, and everybody wants to, become the best version of themselves.
Mm-hmm. And what do you think, how AI is impacting your industry, and what do you think are trends in this field for the future?
I mean, AI is continuously changing. It's such a big part of life now. And, in a way, it's going to keep changing. A lot of companies are going to go bankrupt, and then they're just going to move to the, the next level of success. And there's always going to be other opportunities. So it's definitely there. But whatever you figure out now, something else is going to come up better. And that's going to be the next 2 or 3 years in AI for sure. And it's crazy what's going to happen. And if it gets out of hand, there'll be eventually legislation, which will create more barriers. But, no one knows.
Mm-hmm. And what do you do? What do you love, most in your life, and what keeps you going?
I mean, I'm all about becoming the best version of myself, and I love business, as I said before. So to me, it's what keeps me going is, people like you, and giving back, and also doing deals and doing businesses and seeing the world in a different place, and being a person of value to the world, making this planet a better place than when I first got here.
Okay, last question, as I know how valuable your time is. At this stage at your life, what's the biggest and the most important to you at the moment?
Every day is different. I think what's most important is that I stay true to my values, my ethics, my loyalty, and doing the right thing, even when people are not looking. And all you have in this world is your name, your reputation, and your credibility. And I'm not going to ruin it and change it for anyone.
Okay, thank you very much. It was a great pleasure and honor.
Pleasure being on your show, and I'm so happy to have known you. It's been a long time now, and we've been trying this for many years now, and we finally got done. So I appreciate you having me on your show.
Thank you very much.